You feel what I'm saying? So always and forever just kind of being who you are. You feel what I'm saying? Always and forever being present, always and forever growing and you know, just being unique in your own way. You feel what I'm saying? Like living your life type shit to the fullest.
Yeah, no doubt. That's dope. That is dope, man. Like, you know, as a guy who grew up in North Carolina, heavily influenced by the New York hip hop scene, like I like to ask questions like this because, as you know, like, you know, I grew up in Durham. It's nothing like, say, the environment you grew up in and being around all of that, like you said, culture. Like it's just something you can't replace. You can't take it out of the city. It's so unique to New York. You were around 12 when you started tagging. Like, at what point did it become like, nah, like I'm all in on this?
At a young age, man, like it got to the point where I had a group of friends when I was younger. I literally got all of them the tags. You feel what I'm saying? So when I was younger, we used to like go rack cans and like do crazy. This is all like 13, maybe 13 till I was like maybe like 16, 17. Like I had like a, you know, just a deep run of like doing my thing. And then, you know, I had got into some trouble. And after that, I took like a 4-year break. You feel what I'm saying? And life happened, you know, get into relationships like that. But you know, as like life was going on, I just always felt like something was missing. You feel what I'm saying? Like graffiti was a big, you know, part of my life, and it was like one of the main outlets I had, you know what I mean, growing up. So not having it anymore kind of left me, I don't know, just left me searching for other things, you feel what I'm saying? And when I really got down to it, it was like, okay, I started getting the urge to go out and paint again. But obviously, you know, it's just like I'm not trying to be, you know, vandalizing and doing all this crazy shit. So it was like, how do I go back, feel this free feeling, but be productive about it. You feel me? And then that's just when the canvas art came in. You know, I got some canvases. I started painting again, and then I started using spray paint on canvas, and then, you know, it became such a spiritual thing for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like you know, that self-expression was such a healing outlet for me, man. And it just evolved from there, bro. You know, that's what it was. So I would say around 2015.
So how old were you around this time when you went to the canvas?
The canvas, I was like 2015. So I don't know, what's that? I'm 26 now, man. So I don't know. I can't really do the math. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like,
Okay, so 12. I can't do the math right now either, but it's
I was
somewhere.
like 17. I was probably like 17, like 17, 18. I don't know, some like that.
Okay, later teen. So I'm curious, like, cause like the way, and I'm asking this too in part because like of how, you know, a big part of your brand is mental health and art, and the way you just sort of describe that being therapeutic for yourself, and I'm curious, like, you know, if you don't mind sharing, like, what were just some of the things that art, like, you feel like really like helped you cope with or saved you from at that time period?
At that time period, man, honestly, like, well, one thing, it kept me out of the streets. It kept me from doing different shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because the same group of friends that I told you I got into, you know, I got them into graffiti, and I used to do that with them. They all went different paths. You feel what I'm saying? So this was a form of me of like coping and like, you know, letting out all this frustration out. And, you know, it was a form of them, you know, it was the same thing for them as well, but, you know, they all took different routes. You feel me? You know, some of them started, you know, getting into gangs. You feel what I'm saying? You know, hitting legs, robbing people, and doing these different things. And that kind of this right here, you know, kept me on a straight path of like, I'm not vibing with all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is what was for me. So that's one thing. You know, it allowed me to heal and really pretty much like identify with a lot of things that I couldn't really process within myself. You know, when it came to my anger, when it came to like my childhood traumas, and like, you know, really just kind of identifying how much it affected me, my father not being there growing up. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a lot of different things, bro. There was so many things that were happening to me as a child that I didn't know how to process that. So as a young child, I was bugging out. Like, before I got into graffiti, when I was younger, like, I had an anger problem. I would get into fights at school. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm playing with weapons and shit like that. That's a whole nother. But that's just because nobody was telling me, you know, how to handle these emotions. And I think art was a healthy channel. And it's still to this day a healthy channel of me processing the positive and negatives out of my life. So,
Man, yo, man, shout out to you because, you know, I relate to that too a lot, man. Like, growing up, I shared on a previous pod, I got put in this anger management program as a kid, and that really helped me like learn to identify triggers, do different things, react differently, because the way that I was going, it was definitely destructive behavior in reaction to how I was feeling emotionally. hearing your story about art, man, I think that's I think that's important to highlight and hopefully spread the word on, because it is therapeutic. Like anybody who creates, like when you're in that vibe, whatever your artistic zone is, and you fall into it, it is really like euphoric to some degree. It can really like take you away from whatever you're facing in your reality. Hearing how art did that for you is I appreciate you sharing that. When you were doing your canvases early on, like at what point did you say, you know what, I might could sell one of these joints?
Man, I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. Like, you know, this is where the hustle mentality came from. You know, like before I even went into it full time and fully got into canvas art, you know, I was just hustling. You feel me? And for me, like, I just transferred that mindset onto canvas. So a lot of things that y'all see me doing now is stuff that I learned over the years. Nobody told me about prints, website.